Good morning and welcome to Sips of Sanity. I'm Kelly.
Good morning, I'm Karen.
Together we are bysarlo.com and we have two podcasts on emotional and intuitive intelligence. This is your toolkit. The first show is free to all of you in the public. The rest of the 4 shows are found on our Patreon platform at patreon.com/bysarlo. But today is Monday and we're giving it away for free.
We are.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I'm really excited. We're talking about active listening skills.
Yes.
Which I think are critical. And maybe some people think they really are very good at this, and it's like, oh, I know this stuff. This is fine. It's easy. I'll sip my coffee. And then they're going to sit there and somebody around them might go, maybe sit down, babe. Maybe just come and sit and have a listen.
Yeah, this is something I used to assign active listening as an entire unit in life coaching to my clients. And there was one woman on YouTube that I would send my clients to listen because she had a series of videos that were about 2 minutes each. There were about 13 of them, all on the things that we're going to break down today. They're not on YouTube anymore. And I mean, this is one of the reasons that we wanted to produce this. But what I wanted to say was when my clients would go through and do this activity, they would say to me, I had to listen to it 3 times. I thought I was good, and I did not know half the things they were talking about, or I didn't realize how poorly I was doing it.
Me too. I can agree. And I can go along and think I'm doing really well, and then all of a sudden notice that I'm in my own head. Well, we'll go through all of those little things that we do, but I know that anybody can slip is what we're saying. And welcome. We're going to get right into the active listening in day 1.
Before we jump into the actual tools, why don't we go through the intent of active listening first for people? So we've got written down here, first and foremost, focus on the speaker. This is not about you. This is about them. That's the intention you have to set yourself up with when you walk into the conversation. Second is your intention is to understand. You are listening to whatever information is being conveyed, seeking to understand not necessarily just what the person is saying, but what they're feeling and thinking about it.
I like that.
Nowhere in there are you. It's what the other person is experiencing. Then, on top of that, is to be collaborative, to have collaboration and compassion for the other person in what they're trying to express to you. And I don't want to say last because this is just our list. A lot of people will have different intents for active listening, but we wanted to also say to be engaged. The point is to show that I'm actually engaged with you, to convey that I'm interested in what you're saying, I'm present for what you're saying, and I care about what you're saying. So showing the person that you are fully present for them.
Perfect.
Then let's go into the benefits, because these are just natural side effects of all the things that we just listed. The first one is it builds trust. Builds trust in the relationship, whether we are partners, we are a parent-child relationship, we are coworkers. It says, I am reliable. The next one is that it helps identify and solve problems. If I'm seeking to understand and I'm not inserting myself in the experience, then I'm open to hearing what the issue is, and we can move to collaboration together. The next one is that it increases our knowledge and our understanding for a variety of things. So you may be conveying something to me that's just random information that you're interested about. I may not necessarily have to do anything with that information, but choosing to be an active listener allows me to grow my own knowledge. The next one is that it increases your confidence not only in yourself, but in your own intelligence. When you seek to understand, when you are trying to be an active listener, and you get the validation from the person, which we'll get to, that you've understood, that you have participated well, that you've given them something of value as being a listener, you can trust your own intelligence to grasp concepts and to connect.
Oh, well said.
Thank you. It's a way to live a good life. And last but not least, helps avoid misunderstandings. If I'm here to understand, then I'm not walking away until I do.
Say that again.
If I'm here with the intent to understand, then neither of us are walking away from the conversation until I do. Okay. So this is the intent and the benefits of active listening. So if I'm going to say, if you are feeling upset, disconnected, depressed because of your lack of connection in your life, listen up. This is a good place to start.
I think some people might feel disconnected, anxiety, and depression and not know it's because of their lack of active listening skills. I think it's fair to say that some people just walk around wondering what is wrong. And we are clearly identifying that being a better listener could affect their anxiety and their depression.
Yeah, if you recall, quite a few years ago now, we did a Sips of Sanity on lost connections. It's based off of a book called Lost Connections. I can't remember the gentleman's name who wrote it. But one of the things is connections to others. And this is one of the causes of depression. So if you can start with active listening, this builds connection.
Yeah.
So we're just going to cover,
I was going to say an active listener can be life purpose. A lot of people in sessions want to know what their life purpose is, and sometimes they're told to be a good listener.
Yeah, because it's breaking old patterns
Yes.
that are detrimental to your health and your connections.
And because it allows other people to heal in your listening energy.
So for the sake of today and not overwhelming people, because some people are just toying over the concept of, do I want to engage in this, ironically.
I was trying to persuade them.
Yes, I know, me too. We're just going to do one tool, and that is not interrupting. First and foremost, if you are in alignment with all the things that we just talked about in setting your intention to be an active listener, you have resolved yourself to not interrupting. Because remember, it's not about you, it's about the speaker. So interruptions can look different than just verbal. Interruptions can be people saying, yes, yes, right, all the time that you're talking, where their verbal interrupts what you're thinking and saying. And it can also be now, for people who are just listening to this, I rolled my eyes, I'm shaking my head. I'm giving indications that I'm in disagreement with what you're saying, or I'm in a kind of guffaw with what you're saying. And it's causing a disruption because now as the speaker, you are having to interpret if I'm following, if I'm inserting my experience, if I am judging and criticizing what you're telling me. And so you are interrupted by my nonverbal communication.
I like that point. I really like that, Kelly. Nicely done.
And I'll say this, a lot of people are working very hard to stop interrupting. However, I see many of these same people say, sorry, I know I'm interrupting, but. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but. And they continue with their interruption. This is an interruption. And I can't believe I actually have to state that. But I'm saying it because people seem to think if I say I'm interrupting and I'm sorry, if I continue, it's fine.
Oh.
I'm still being an active listener. And that is not the case. If you're talking, you're not listening.
Kelly, I absolutely love the way that you've explained everything to people about what an intention can be as an active listener, the benefits that they can get from that, because it's going to enrich their own lives. Quite often we think as a listener that we're supposed to come out with the answers, or that we're already busy doing other things, and you're just slowing this down in this process for people over the 5 shows to be able to say, cool your jets. We have the tools for you so that you can clean up your little messes in life.
Yeah, and I want to echo something that you said, is that both people in this process get to heal because of the energy of the listener.
You got it. The listener has a huge job to do.
It's called active. We love language. Let's explain it for you. Yes. It's an active participation in the conversation by listening.
And I think a lot of people think that if they're not doing the speaking, they're not being active in the conversation. And it's why they do the little, yeah, right, yeah. And because they're trying to keep the conversation going. They're trying to say, I'm here and I'm engaged, instead of understanding, oops, I'm interrupting and I'm distracting. I'm just going to be quiet and show you in other ways that I'm present here and that I am a healthy, active listener.
Bingo. Perfect. So we're going to leave it there, short and sweet. If you are interested in the rest of the tools, that is on patreon.com/BySarlo. Those shows will run Tuesday through Friday at the beginning of every single month. We hope you have a great Monday. If you have questions or comments about today's show, you can email us at info@bysarlo.com.